DearStarkHealth.org will help women in our county find resources like affordable health care, after-hours care, transportation, and more. Don't let your health just be one more thing you worry about. Visit StarkHealth.org and click Dear Stark Women to make your health a priority.
Live from the WHBC Broadcast Center. Find out more about area businesses, agencies, and events.
It's what's going on right now.
This is Spotlight.
Welcome to Spotlight for this week. I'm Bill Morgan, filling in for Pam Cook, and happy to be talking about what's going on at Malone University with their new president, Dr. Greg Miller. Dr. Miller, good morning, and talk to us a little bit about your background. Prior to coming to Malone, what was the thing that made you take your path and eventually end up leading the university?
Well, good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me. It's good to be here. My road to Malone is a long and winding path for sure. I grew up in western South Dakota, about 50 miles north of Mount Rushmore, about 15 miles north of a town called Sturgis. Some people might know from the motorcycle rally. And very early, felt a call into ministry, went to Bible college in Springfield, Missouri, and fell in love with two things there: the idea of becoming a college professor and my wife. And did my PhD in Boston there in the late 80s. And as I was finishing up the PhD, I had an opportunity for a grant for East Germany. And one day coming home from the university, Darla said, my wife, you better turn on the TV. Turned on the TV. There are people crawling all over the Berlin Wall. And she said, what does this mean? What does this mean for us? Are we still going? And I said, I don't know. We did end up going to East Germany. It was East Germany when we went. It was a fully united Germany when we left. So we were there doing dissertation research, doing historical research during a very interesting time. When I came back from that dissertation research, to my surprise, and I will say to my doctoral advisor's disappointment, I ended up in a small Christian college outside of Philadelphia and taught there for a number of years. Our families are out west. Put the kids dutifully in the car twice a year, summer and winter, and every time drive across 90, 80, I-70. And invariably, as we'd go through northeastern Ohio, we'd say, wow, what a beautiful area. What a great place to raise a family. Wouldn't it be wonderful if we could live here? And so when Malone had an opening in 2000 for a history professor, we were eager to apply. And so we loved actually the area of northeastern Ohio before we even knew about Malone.
Dr. Greg Miller, the new president at Malone, our guest on Spotlight this week from WHBC. You mentioned how you came to be at Malone. Greg, tell us a little bit about the variety of roles you've been in for 20 years at the university. And when did you maybe first think about, someday maybe I could be the president of the university? How did all of that happen?
Well, Malone's a very special place. When I knew about it, actually, I'm a runner. I knew about Malone first through Coach Jack Hazen and the great running tradition here. And so that's one thing that attracted me to the school. When we came, the people here are just amazing. And I had determined that I would always be a college professor. I love teaching students, work in the classroom. I said they'd never get me out of there. I would serve as a department chair, but that's it. However, about 2014, through some conversations, I began to see some storm clouds on the horizon for something that I loved and dedicated my life to. And that's Christian higher ed, not just here at Malone, but across the country coming out of the Great Recession. And I had this sense that the real work takes place, of course, in the classroom, but that people were needed to step up into leadership in order to ensure that work could continue. And so I began taking on administrative roles at that point and doing some leadership development and really pretty much worked continuously since 2014 toward this kind of a role. We were hopeful that we'd have an opportunity to serve here at Malone. This is our home. But I felt a strong sense of calling to this kind of work. I view my work as a college president analogous to a hospital president. The real work occurs in a hospital with the surgeons and the doctors and the nurses, but you need somebody to make sure that community relations are good, the electricity stays on, supplies are in the closet. When a surgeon is scrubbing up, the last thing you want that surgeon to be thinking about is whether the electricity is going to be on. You want them laser focused on the patient. And so I took up this call to do this kind of work so that the real work here at Malone can continue.
Spotlight this week with WHBC focusing on Malone University. And everybody, I think Dr. Miller is well aware that Malone is a Christian university, faith-based. Would it be fair to say that when it came to eventually ascending to the presidency, did you feel called into that leadership role?
Absolutely. And a hallmark of now Malone's a special kind of Christian university. We are solidly evangelical Protestant, but the kind of denominational range here that we have among our faculty, among our employees is amazing. I came from a much more narrow Christian college. And so coming to Malone was a breath of fresh air for me. The interchange of ideas was really refreshing. And our students come from this incredibly wide range. We love and care for every single student, no matter where they might be, where they might come from, where they might be on their faith journey. Love and care for every single one of them. One thing that we do emphasize here at Malone, and we're using a term called the Pendle Hill Pledge to describe this, and it comes actually from the founder of the Friends, our Quakers, George Fox in England, from an experience that he had at a particular place where he discerned a calling for his life. And it's our commitment for every single student that they would have an opportunity to have Pendle Hill moments, that they would have an opportunity to discern who they are called to be as individuals. And for me, absolutely, to do this work was the result of a distinct sense of calling, and that has been affirmed by others. And so I'm very grateful for that. And through all of the challenges in higher ed, that's what gives me confidence to move forward, is this sense of calling to this work at this time.
You had a somewhat unique opportunity to work for your predecessor, David King, prior to his retirement. What did you take away from that experience that you're sort of incorporating as the university moves to your leadership?
So Dr. King had this phrase as we were working through the transition, and that is, leadership is not ownership, but stewardship. It's a great phrase, and he practiced this well. When he and Winnie entered a room, they lit up the room. I learned a lot from him about how, as a college president, you should interact with people in the community at large, inside the Malone community. He had off-the-chart skills in terms of interpersonal relationships. I never met a person that he didn't talk to that didn't come away saying, I cannot believe it. Here's a college president that is personable, that took an interest in me as an individual. These are the kinds of things that I hope to be able to continue David King's legacy in.
He is Dr. Greg Miller, the new president at Malone University. And Malone, our focus this week on WHBC's Spotlight. More with Dr. Miller coming right up on 1480 WHBC.
Because of women using their voices, the Stark County Health Department and Stark County Thrive created the Dear Stark Women landing page on starkhealth.org. The page is filled with resources for the betterment of your health. Dear Stark Women, the best version of you begins with your health. Visit starkhealth.org today.
Working nurses can earn the MSN completely online at Malone University. Malone's new program offers opportunities for full-time and part-time study, both 100% online. It is the same respected nursing program taught by the experienced faculty at Malone University, but now available online. We know the needs and demands of working nurses. Invest in your nursing career by earning your MSN. To learn more, visit malone.edu/MSN. That's malone.edu/MSN.
I'm Pam Cook for Quonset Hut. With better weather comes thoughts of getting outside, having some fun. And did you know Quonset Hut can help you with that? Well, if you're a fan of disc golf or skateboarding, and of course pickleball, they have the latest equipment and supplies for beginners to experts. We know how popular pickleball is in this area, and this is something new to the folks at Quonset Hut. They've got a great selection of items. Plus, if you're a member of the Hall of Fame City Pickleball Club, you get a discount. And Quonset Hut is a cool place to shop anytime. Great gift ideas, fun nostalgic items, the traditional smoke shop, and much, much more. Plus, sign up to be part of their rewards program. For every $100 you make in qualifying purchases, you'll receive a $10 in-store credit. Quonset Hut is located on Cleveland Avenue Northwest at the corner of 38th Street. Or you can visit their website at qhut.com.
Are you ready for a change? Transfer your prescriptions to the Medicine Center Pharmacy. Hi, this is Paul White from the Medicine Center Pharmacies. Are you looking for the personal touch from your pharmacist and pharmacy staff? Do you need home delivery or custom packaging to simplify a complex medication schedule? Look no further than the Medicine Center Pharmacies in Canton, Louisville, Minerva, and New Philadelphia. Bring in your prescription bottles, and we can transfer your prescriptions to the Medicine Center today, where wellness begins.
I'm Pam Cook for Froggy's Car Wash. Well, here we are in summertime in Ohio. Well, don't waste those precious summer days washing your car in your driveway. Take it to Froggy's. Get there and let them take care of your vehicle. They'll do a great job. A hybrid wash, a person with a high-powered hose. Then you go through. You'll see the foam waterfall, the hot wax, the paint protectant, the tire shine, and of course the high-powered blowers. You'll have a beautiful car when you come out the other end. And guess what? Free vacuums as well. That's one of the things that I love. But also, you can pay one low price per month and wash your car as many times a month as you like. Froggy's has so many great options. You can check them out at their website. Now, they have two great locations, one on Lincoln Way in Perry Township, the other right in the heart of Belden Village on Everhard Road. Find out what they have to offer. It's froggieswash.com.
Voted best of the best urgent care, make Omni Express Walk-in Clinic your first stop when you need expert orthopedic care fast. Don't waste time waiting in the ER for a general physician who may refer you to an orthopedic specialist anyway. We will assess your injury and move on to immediate treatment using non-surgical therapies, medicine, or injections for pain relief. Omni Express Canton is open Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to noon. Omni Express Dover is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., no appointment needed. Learn more at omniortho.com.
At Lowe's, every pro is an MVP to us. That's why we're introducing MVP's bonus points to our rewards and partnership program. It's the only pro loyalty program where you can earn points just by downloading our app or shopping select items by trusted brands and more. Then redeem your points for rewards that level up your business. Join MVP's Pro Rewards today and earn your first 1,000 points. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to program terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
My heart was racing just making spaghetti. I could have waited to tell my doctor, but I didn't wait.
I was short of breath just reading a book. I could have delayed telling my doctor, but I didn't wait.
They told their doctors and found out they have atrial fibrillation, a condition which makes it about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. If you have one or more of these symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness, this is no time to wait. Contact your doctor.
Brought to you by Bristol-Myers Squibb.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. N716 in-store only, limit 30.
MVP's bonus days are here for pros. For 12 days, pros save big and MVPs get even more. Because MVP's Pro Rewards members can earn bonus points to redeem for rewards. Earn points on every dollar spent up to $1,000 and get up to 3 times more points when you shop select brands and products. Find MVP's bonus day savings from July 11th to the 22nd in-store and online. Exclusively at Lowe's. Exclusively for pros. MVP's Pro Rewards program subject to program terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/L/pro loyalty terms. Subject to change.
My doctor told me my blood pressure is borderline. I figured I could worry about it or do something about it. So I took control with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula. It works safely and naturally to help maintain healthy blood pressure with a custom blend of garlic, vitamins, and minerals. And it's odor-free. I'm taking charge with Garlic Healthy Blood Pressure Formula.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The term natural references only the garlic in the product. Use as directed.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
Bill Morgan filling in for Pam Cook this week on Spotlight, where our focus is on Malone University in Canton, and happy to be joined by the new president at Malone, Dr. Greg Miller. Dr. Miller, you took over as president officially on July 1st. How has the campus community welcomed you in your new role at Malone?
I have been just blown away by the overwhelming affirmation that I have received. It's clear that the folks here at Malone appreciate somebody who knows the place and loves the place and has been a part of the family for more than 2 decades and has also been able to demonstrate some decisive leadership, taking action to move the university forward. So it's been extremely positive. The community outside of Malone has also been very affirming. I've had an opportunity over the last several years in increasing leadership positions to meet and interact with community leaders, and so they're grateful for someone who's committed to the community. My Ridgewood neighbors, when my wife and I take walks, have all been extremely supportive. And of course, as someone who's committed to serve the church and to make sure that Malone's connection with the church, capital C, here in Canton, Northeastern Ohio and beyond, that partnership is solid. I have had an overwhelming positive response from church leaders throughout the area.
Obviously, very early going, Greg, as your presidency gets underway at Malone. What are you spending your early days, your focus, if you will, doing over at Malone?
Well, I did decide to do a listening tour for employees and small groups for every single department on campus. Even though I'd been here 2 decades, it seems important to me to, in this new role, to give people an opportunity to speak directly to the president. And I have learned a lot about our campus. I didn't want to assume that I just knew everything since I'd been here for a while. And people have had an opportunity to say, here are some things that we're really good at. Here are some things that we need to attend to. So these listening tours is something that I'm doing here at the very beginning. And then doing a lot of work in terms of strategic vision and planning for the university. I'm particularly concerned about student affordability issues in higher ed and spending time focused with the senior team on thinking about how we can make a Malone education as affordable as possible. And then building bridges. A lot of time talking to people, sharing with them where we're headed as a university, building bridges both within the community and especially with church and church organizations throughout the area. So that those 3 things have really been the focus of my initial days here as president.
I know there's a video on the university's website and talks a little bit about your wife. Tell us a little bit about her and the role that you expect her to play as, if you will, the First Lady of Malone University.
My wife, Darla, is a tremendous asset for us. We were married way too young. I told my students, don't ever get married as young as we did, but we have been blessed with a wonderful marriage. We'll have our 40th wedding anniversary here at Hall of Fame weekend coming up. And I'm very proud of her. She is a career educator. She is setting aside her career as a French and Spanish teacher at Medina Highland High School in order to serve on a volunteer basis alongside me here at Malone. And together, we will endeavor to serve the community, make connections, advance the mission of the university. She's a linguist. She's has ability in 4 or more languages, but she was a French and Spanish teacher, and she's got a special heart for the Latino community, both immigrant community as well as U.S.-born community. And I do expect that she will be spending some time as First Lady finding ways that Malone can serve that particular community.
When we do one of these spotlight shows, Dr. Miller, we try to prepare ourselves, get to know a little bit about the university in this case, and the person who will be speaking on behalf of the business or sponsor. Our understanding is that you run 100-mile ultra marathons. I guess, number one, are you crazy? Secondarily, what motivates you to do such a thing?
Okay, so yeah, this is where people have, they have a tendency to lose respect. It's like anybody that, does something crazy like this, how can they run a university? But I've always been a runner. I was a high school runner, and it's very important to me. And I coach cross country at the college that I taught at in Pennsylvania. So running has always been a part of my life. And when you're a high school runner and you have some success, of course, you have this dream of being in the Olympics. I came to realize, okay, the Olympics are probably out, but maybe the Olympic trials. I gave it a shot in the 2000 cycle to make the Olympic trials at the marathon. And I didn't quite make it. And I thought, okay, that's it. I'm gonna set aside my running. I'm taking this new position at Malone, throw myself into the life of the Malone community. And I really did set it aside for a number of years. And then my brother-in-law invited me to do a 150-mile charity bike ride in the Colorado Rockies. My sister had been diagnosed, my only sibling, my younger sister, had been diagnosed with a degenerative neurological disorder that eventually took her life. And he asked if I'd ride on a charity ride for this cause. And I said yes, and I loved it. And so I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do. This is what all old runners do. They become triathletes. The only problem is I grew up in western South Dakota where there is no water, and on a farm where there's no swimming pool, and I can't swim to save my life. I tried it. It didn't work. But while I was making this failed attempt at triathlons, I discovered that there are people that run 50 and 100-mile races on trails. And when I first told my wife I wanted to do one, she said, "You can't, you will die." I said, "Honey, I'm not the only person that does this." And so that's how it began. And it is indeed, it's a tremendous experience. You live more in that one day than you do in weeks. The logistics, the support to get a human body in 24 hours or less over trails in 100 miles is really quite a feat. And I find it to be an adventure, kind of like being able to climb Mount Everest, except we can do it in Cuyahoga Valley or in the Mohican State Park. So I know it's crazy, but it's also, believe it or not, a tremendous amount of fun.
Not only is he the president of a university, he's a pastor as well. And after a timeout on Spotlight, we'll come back and talk with Dr. Greg Miller about being a pastor and how that plays into his role as a new president at Malone University. That's all when Spotlight continues on WHBC.
Stark County women use their voices. The Dear Stark Women landing page at starkhealth.org is a direct result of their action. Find resources for affordable care, transportation, and more on Dear Stark Women. Your health should not just be one more thing to worry about. Visit starkhealth.org today.
Why choose Spectrum Orthopedics? At Spectrum, you'll find all the orthopedic services you'll need, from digital x-rays to MRI to procedures and physical therapy, and a team of medical professionals you can truly count on. Visit spectrumortho.com to request an appointment.
Working nurses can earn the MSN completely online at Malone University. Malone's new program offers opportunities for full-time and part-time study, both 100% online. It is the same respected nursing program taught by the experienced faculty at Malone University, but now available online. We know the needs and demands of working nurses. Invest in your nursing career by earning your MSN. To learn more, visit malone.edu/MSN. That's malone.edu/MSN.
WHBC AM Canton, reliable as ever on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
WHBC News now 74 degrees. The Capitol Riot House Committee looked at key events before January 6th and yesterday's hearing.
After a late-night White House meeting on December 18th, 2020, then President Trump tweeted about a rally on January 6th that would be wild.
This tweet served as a call to action, and in some cases, as a call to arms.
Committee Democrat Stephanie Murphy says extremist groups then organize.
Fox News Radio's Jared Halpern on Capitol Hill. Stephen Ayers, who is from Warren, testified yesterday that he lost his job and had to sell his house after being charged in the Capitol riot.
It changed my life, not for the good, definitely not for the, for the better.
Ayers now says he followed everything President Trump said with blinders on. He was not part of any group. He's to be sentenced now in September after pleading guilty. Ayers seen apologizing to the Capitol police officers injured that fateful day. With that special primary election underway in less than 3 weeks, Stark among 36 counties not having enough poll workers to staff each precinct for the special vote, according to the Secretary of State's office. Frank LaRose asking for more help, even hoping to bring on a surplus of workers, which 28 counties have already done. You can contact your local Board of Elections. Get more at WHBC.com. And another of the Canton Police Department's We Believe in Canton events happens today at 3 p.m. at Nimisila Park on Mahoning Road Northeast, an opportunity to meet police officers and fire department personnel while enjoying games, activities, and food. Your next news at 10, and when it breaks, Jim Michaels, WHBC News.
Your severe weather station, News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Here's your AccuWeather forecast. Some breaks of sun today, couple of showers, thunderstorm for the afternoon, high today 84. A thunderstorm in spots early this evening, otherwise partly cloudy, low tonight 62. Mostly sunny, very nice day tomorrow, the high 84. Clear tomorrow night, low 60, and then sunny and pleasant Friday, the high Friday at 85. Nice day on Saturday, sun, patchy clouds, and the high at 87. I'm Steve Williams for News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Be enchanted with the adventures of two girls in the wondrous forest when My Neighbor Totoro hits the big screen Monday, July 18th at the Canton Palace Theater. The Summer Kids movie series continues with showtime at 1 p.m. Find more at cantonpalacetheater.org. Ready to start earning up to $20.75 an hour while having a set schedule? ARE, a truck cap and cover manufacturer in the Mount Eaton area, is hiring production team members starting up to $20.75 per hour. ARE offers set production schedules, weekly pay, wage increase opportunities every 6 months, and no mandatory weekends. Careers start at ARE. Visit 4ARE.com to apply today. That's the number 4ARE.com. ARE is an equal opportunity employer.
Stop getting your financial advice from the guy in the break room with ketchup on his shirt. Retirement planning is so much more than just investing. Tune in to Expedition Retirement with Greg Ayler. Saturdays at noon here on News Talk 1480 WHBC.
Summer is time for fun, not worrying about household chores. Call Verndale Water Experts today and sign up for convenient, affordable, automatic delivery of Pro's Pick DuraCube softener salt and never run out of softener salt again.
Verndale's Water!
It's what life sounds like. Do you struggle with your hearing? Visit Ascent Audiology.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Overcasher.
And I'm Dr. Megan Annis.
As audiologists, your hearing is our number one concern.
Let us help you enjoy the sounds of life.
With locations in Hartville and North Canton and online at AscentOH.com, we're here for you. Ascent Audiology, 330-494-8348.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
Spotlight this week focused on Malone University, and happy to be having a conversation with the new president at Malone, Dr. Greg Miller. And Dr. Miller, before we took our time out for news with Jim Michaels, we were mentioning that, oh, by the way, in addition to being university president, he runs 100-mile ultra marathons, and he's a pastor. Tell us about how you being a pastor and a historian with the Evangelical Friends Church Eastern Region, it's probably a good combination to help you lead a Christian university like Malone.
Thanks, Bill. Well, my PhD is in history, and one would not necessarily think that being a historian would be good in terms of someone that's dedicated to innovation and forward thinking, but actually historians make great leaders, in my opinion, because they have this historical context that they can interpret in order to be wise in terms of the choices that are made for the future. And so that's my disciplinary background, is as a historian. I have served the church really since 1982, since I went to, since my very early college days, and have ministerial credentials. Our home church is Canton First Friends, and I am an ordained minister in the Evangelical Friends Church. This is particularly helpful for the university, and I believe it will be of service for all of our region in Northeastern Ohio. Malone was founded as the educational training center for the Evangelical Friends Church, and having someone who understands the church, who's committed to serving the church, capital C, that is across the denominational spectrum, creates opportunities for partnerships and service. Our partnership with the Alive Music Festival, for instance, our partnership with Fellowship of Christian Athletes and Young Life, and churches throughout the entire region. Because I understand what it's like to serve the church, it gives us an opportunity at the university to solidify these partnerships and to serve the hundreds of churches in our region.
Obviously, sometimes, Dr. Miller, when there's a change in a presidency at a university, the gentleman or the lady that comes in to take over that role may not be previously associated with the university. Not the case with you. You've been in the Canton area for a couple of decades. Sort of talk to the people listening to Spotlight, focused on Malone this morning, about your vision for Malone's role in this area, in this region, if you will.
So a couple of points that I will make here, and these are points that I've made to Mayor Tom Burnaby and others in leadership here in the area, and that is Malone's mission statement ends that says that we are preparing students to serve church, community, and world. And it's those first two areas of service that I'm really focusing on in the messaging. So into our community as a whole, that Malone is doubling down on our commitment to be Canton's university. We are the only university within the city limits, and our orientation is to find every way that we can make a difference for the good in our community. That's partnering with all kinds of different social service agencies, which is a real programmatic strength of Malone to begin with, but including things like Serve Saturdays. Last year, we began recording for the first time across campus the various service projects that Malone students were involved in, led by Malone employees, faculty, and staff. And we logged close to 7,500 hours of service to the community here just in this last academic year. And that's something that I want the listeners to know, that we remain committed here to Canton and to serving our local community. And then our vision here at Malone is to be a hub for Christian education and culture throughout all of Northeastern Ohio, Northern Ohio, and beyond. And that means that that we're the place. We're having 3 major Christian bands in concert on our campus this coming fall. Events that serve the church throughout the entire region. And so that's our vision, that we are the only Christian university of our kind in all of Northeastern Ohio, and our desire is to make sure that we serve the church. So serve the community, serve the church.
Whether you're leading an institution of higher learning, Dr. Miller, or a business of some sort, obviously in the year that is 2022 specifically, always challenges. As you step into the presidency, I guess, what do you view as some of the challenges facing Malone?
So there are challenges facing higher ed in general. And those challenges are in terms of demographic changes. As everyone is probably well familiar, the number of high school graduates is declining in Ohio, and that's going to have a pretty significant impact on higher educational institutions. I think less so on smaller institutions like Malone than on the larger flagship state schools, which beginning in about 2025, it's predicted, will experience some real demographic pressure. But we're going to feel some of that pressure here at Malone, despite our kind of unique mission. Secondly, it is a question of student affordability and cost. Increasingly, there is a sense of, is it really worth the dollars to spend on a college education, what it costs? Is there a return on investment? What's the value here? So increasingly, families are asking these kinds of questions in terms of higher ed. And so I'm absolutely convinced that college education is completely worth the cost, depending on what that cost is. A place like Malone that's affordable, absolutely. I just watched an advertisement for a Jeep Wagoneer, and they didn't blush by saying it costs $60,000 to buy a vehicle that is going to be worth not very much in 10 years. And if we can find ways to make a college education affordable, this is something that's going to have a lifetime benefit for people. So the affordability question, though, for families is a very real one. And then third, I would say is a challenge in higher ed is pressure from disruptors, places like Google and Coursera that offer short-term courses, not a complete degree, but a kind of just-in-time education delivered remotely. And so we're thinking very seriously here at Malone how we can both maintain this kind of core of an undergraduate education that can transform people's lives and give them a lifetime of opportunity, at the same time that we can meet this need, this innovative edge, as I'm calling it, this need for someone who doesn't want an entire degree, but wants to learn about social media marketing in a short course. And so this is not an either or for Malone. This is, in terms of our commitment to serve our community, a both and, a transformative core of undergraduate education and this innovative edge of graduate and certificate kind of education, both at the same time. So those are some of the challenges, and a couple of comments about ways that we are thinking forward to meet these challenges.
Dr. Greg Miller is the new president at Malone University. I'm Bill Morgan, filling in for Pam Cook on Spotlight. And Dr. Miller, as you began to answer that question, you used the word demographic. In that particular instance that you were addressing, what exactly did that mean?
So demographics has to do with changes in population, just overall numbers of population, age groups. Demographics could refer to race and ethnic composition of a population. And so demographics, we know that the number of traditional high school students will be declining in Ohio because we see what's coming. We see what's coming up the pike from elementary schools, and so that's pretty easy to predict. But not in all areas. In fact, in terms of the number of Latino high school graduates, the number of Black high school graduates and mixed race high school graduates over the next 10 years, these groups are actually anticipated to increase in number. And so as Malone is committed to serve the whole church, the whole community, capital C is on both of those, that means that we'll be very attentive to serve the diverse needs of a growing Latino population and a growing number of Black high school graduates.
Dr. Greg Miller is our guest, the WHBC Spotlight this week, focusing on Malone University. And as this week's show continues, we'll talk with Dr. Miller about the future at Malone. That's next when Spotlight continues on WHBC.
Because the news never stops, and neither do we. News Talk 1480, WHBC.
The radio's all yours, 1480.
It matters and it makes a difference, and we just want to say thank you.
All in one place at WHBC.com.
I'm Jim Michaels. Thanks for listening to 1480 WHBC.
You want to join a college community where you feel welcomed, accepted, and supported. For more than a century, that place has been Ohio Dominican University, just 10 minutes from downtown Columbus. As Central Ohio's Catholic University, Ohio Dominican welcomes students of all faiths, backgrounds, and passions. If you're ready to make a positive impact on the world and those around you, ODU will prepare you to become the ethical and values-driven leader you aspire to be. Begin your ODU journey at ohiodominican.edu.
At Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital, we've assembled a team of highly skilled surgeons to deliver world-class surgical care. From safe hernia and heartburn procedures to advanced minimally invasive and robotic surgeries, Cleveland Clinic Mercy Hospital is here for all your surgical needs, for every care in the world. Get the care you need right where you need it. Learn more at cantonmercy.org/surgery.
Electrifying our future.
Wood Electric has been trusted with all of your electrical needs for over 30 years. They are the place to call for residential, commercial, and industrial work. Wood Electric is available 24 hours a day and ready to help with any electrical problem, outage, or installation. Wood Electric, serving Tuscarawas County and beyond since 1988. Find them online at woodelectric.net. Wood Electric is an IBEW NECA contractor.
Electrifying our future.
The care of your skin by an esthetician is rooted in science and serious training, but it's the art and the application of that training that shows whether the esthetician is truly worthy. Ohio Premier Medical Care Med Spa has quickly emerged as the spa with the skill to enhance your natural beauty, so you still look like you, only better. Call OPMC Med Spa at 330-526-6070 for the best blend of art and science for your skin.
Whether you are a lifelong churchgoer or this is your first experience into a faith community, Christ Presbyterian Church invites you to join them for a very special worship hour each and every Sunday on 1480 WHBC. Christ Presbyterian has served the community of Canton for more than 200 years as a beacon of hope to the hopeless, pointing toward Jesus, who is the way, the truth, and the life. Be sure to tune in every Sunday morning at 10:30 for the Cathedral Hour, live from Christ Presbyterian Church in downtown Canton on 1480 WHBC.
Working nurses can earn the MSN completely online at Malone University. Malone's new program offers opportunities for full-time and part-time study, both 100% online. It is the same respected nursing program taught by the experienced faculty at Malone University, but now available online. We know the needs and demands of working nurses. Invest in your nursing career by earning your MSN. To learn more, visit malone.edu/MSN. That's malone.edu/MSN.
Dell's Black Friday and July sale is here. Power productivity with a tech refresh, now with up to 45% off top-rated laptops like the XPS, along with our special deals on business desktops with Intel Core processors. Get big savings on the latest servers, storage, monitors, and more with free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Upgrade today by calling 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Staples has everything for school at great prices. So this year you won't go back to school. You'll be ready to move forward and build that papier-mâché volcano.
I am not cleaning this up.
Ooh, yeah, I meant the kids. Staples will help them move forward. Right now, Crayola 24-count crayons and 4-ounce Elmer's glue are just 50 cents each, and 1-inch binders are only $1.99. Everything on your list at amazing prices. Staples, we're not going back. We're going forward to school. N716 in-store only, limit 30.
They say to never mess with the classics, but Panera did just that and more with our new Chef's Chicken Sandwiches. By using pan-seared chicken, our secret garlic aioli recipe, Parmesan crisps, and pickle chips, all on a buttery brioche roll. Because if no one messed with the classics, you never have a chicken sandwich this good. New Chef's Chicken Sandwiches from Panera. Only $1 delivery fee when you order on our app. Restrictions apply. For details, visit PaneraBread.com/delivery info.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
Somehow we're doing great. And I stopped working weekends. Thanks to how smooth everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increase their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 31,000 businesses already use NetSuite. And for a limited time, NetSuite has extended their one-of-a-kind financing program offer to those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/radar. Head to netsuite.com/radar for this extended special financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/radar.
Now back to Spotlight on 1480 WHBC.
WHBC Spotlight this week, focusing on Malone University. Happy to be talking with the new president at Malone, Dr. Greg Miller. Greg, let's talk about the future at Malone. Sort of tell us about where you see the university positioned as we head collectively for the future.
Well, thanks, Bill. I believe that Malone is incredibly well positioned for the future. And when people ask me, well, how is that in a very challenged higher ed market? I talk about three things. First of all, is our unique Christian mission. We're part of a group of colleges and universities across the country called the Council of Christian Colleges and Universities, the CCCU. There are 140 of these schools, sister schools to us across the country. In Indiana, for instance, there are 6 CCCU schools. In Northern Ohio, from Toledo to Ashtabula, Youngstown, Cleveland, Akron, Canton, and this important layer of counties to our south, Malone is the only one of this kind of school. So we are incredibly well positioned as we connect with our church partners here throughout Northeastern Ohio. We're incredibly well positioned to flourish, to serve the church in this area. Secondly, and you need our listeners need to know that that Malone serves all students, and we have quality programs, quality people that produce quality programs with incredible outcomes. It's another reason why we are well positioned. I'll just give you one example. Our nursing program, our BSN program, in order to become a nurse, you have to pass a test. It's a pretty significant test called an NCLEX following your graduation. For 2 years in a row, our nursing graduates passed the NCLEX at a 100% pass rate on the first attempt. When I tell my colleagues in higher ed this fact, they simply cannot believe it. Quality programs that produce quality outcomes for all students, and our nursing students, like our other graduates, are in high demand because of that quality. And then the third thing, coming out of COVID, we are living in an increasingly isolated society, and Malone is a small community that knows the name of every single student, cares about every single student, mentors every single student, is able to produce a community of individuals that form relationships that last a lifetime. Darla and I were at Gervasi a few weeks ago and happened to see an employee that I knew was an alumna, and she was with 3 other ladies. An alumna from the late 80s. And I said, "Oh, well, who are these people?" And she said, "Oh, these are my college roommates. Every month we get together for a meal and have since the late 1980s. And I couldn't believe it, but that's exactly the kind of culture that Malone produces. And in our isolated and fragmented world, there's a huge need for places like Malone, where you don't get lost in an amphitheater of 500 other students, but where you are known as an individual, appreciated, cared for, and these relationships develop that last a lifetime. You put those 3 things together, our position as a Christian institution here in Northeastern Ohio, the only evangelical Protestant institution in Northeast Ohio, the quality programs that we have, and the community that we can cultivate here, we are in a great position to flourish.
And Dr. Miller, while I'm not an educator, my wife is a nurse educator. That the Malone nursing students pass the NCLEX with a 100% rate. I can guarantee you, Dr. Miller, she is going to be very impressed.
We're very proud of our quality programs here at Malone.
Talking with Dr. Greg Miller, the new president at Malone University, sort of a formal, if you will, coming up in October, inauguration for October 14th and October 15th. What are some of the highlights of that celebration for people who will be planning on attending?
So the celebration is a celebration for Malone, our history, our heritage, our great heritage. We are 65 years now here in Canton, and our great heritage, and then the future of the institution. So it's a celebration, not about the president, but about Malone itself. So Friday afternoon on October 14th, we'll have all of the pomp and circumstance for the inauguration ceremony with representatives, dignitaries, representatives from higher education. It is also our weekend that we're doing homecoming. So we're stacking the inauguration along with homecoming. So there'll be a lot of people on campus and a lot of energy. That night, we're doing a inaugural ball, a gala at Hall of Fame, which will be a wonderful party there. And then Saturday is full of games for kids, homecoming kinds of activities, soccer games, and it will culminate with a concert by an upcoming Christian band, Gable Price and Friends, who will also be at Alive this coming weekend. And so we just want to invite the entire community. Love to see you on campus October 14th and October 15th, just for a celebration of Canton's University.
Greg Miller is the new president at Malone University, and Dr. Miller, in the minute and a half or so that we have remaining, for people who have never been on the Malone campus, for people who are making a university choice right now as they look to further their own educational career, what do you say to them to bring them to Malone University?
Malone University will, and this is something that I tell parents. So parents, especially, this is a tremendous transition to hand over your son or your daughter, but you can hand them over to an institution that is committed for to love and care for them, to nurture them, to mentor them, and to help them discover this unique collection of gifts and talents, God-given gifts and talents, so that they can become the people that they were meant to be. We can do so in a safe environment that is drug-free, alcohol-free, that cares about the moral, spiritual formation of the whole person, that offers opportunity for arts, for athletic participation, in a real family, a real community. This is a special place, and we have a lot to offer our families. And I'm so grateful for the opportunity, Bill, to be able to talk about Malone this morning with you.
Dr. Greg Miller, the new president at Malone University, and we are thankful that you have partnered with us. Have a great week, Dr. Miller.
Thank you very much, and appreciate the opportunity.
You've been listening to Spotlight on WHBC, the 10 o'clock news, and then Live and Local with Jordan Miller is coming up next.
Download the iHeart, Odyssey, or Radio.com app. Be sure to check out our website daily.